Welcome back to B3, Building Business Bridges of Flagler County. My name is Shara. I own a company called Sift and Sort where we downsize and simplify your life. And we have my co-host, Diane Campbell.
Welcome back, B3 listeners. I'm Diane Campbell. I'm the owner of Boney Booties Beach Rentals, Flagler Electric Bike Rentals, and my husband and I have Tree Trends, which is a little hobby woodworking business in our garage.
Love it. I know.
There'll
be more.
No more bridges.
Not at the moment. You never know what happens.
Who we have with us today?
Oh, we have JP, I guess better known as John Phillips of our Palm Coast Flagler Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, John.
Yeah, thank you. It's a great opportunity to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure. Would you like to start off?
Well, I have questions. You know, we all have questions.
I love it.
I love chambers. Tell us, what is the personality or the avatar of this chamber that we have here in Palm Coast?
So I've been with the chamber here in Palm Coast for just a little over a year now. So I joined in March, so just a little bit over a year. And I think we are a relationship-based chamber. That's how I would describe it.
Okay.
That's one of the things that I feel like I've brought to the table is building relationships in the community. And we are the only chamber for all of Flagler County. So we serve Palm Coast, we serve Flagler Beach, we serve Bunnell, we serve everyone in Flagler County because we are the only chamber in all of Flagler County.
Do you have an idea of how many businesses are represented in the county, not only that are in the chamber, roughly?
Yeah, so I can give you a couple stats. In the chamber, we have about 250 businesses that are represented. How many businesses are in Flagler County? A lot more.
Okay. So
I really don't know the number because there's so many small businesses. Like when you did your introduction,
right?
You have three at least, right?
Yeah.
And so there's quite a few businesses that we would call like a mom and pop, something I run out of my garage, very small business. They're on Sunbiz, they have a business, but we don't really know they exist necessarily. So I think it's in the thousands of businesses in Palm Coast.
You want to know they exist, right?
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us more about the demographics of what's going on in terms of business. Are they mostly small business here in the county, or is it big business? And I know the answer to this.
Yeah, the vast majority of our members, honestly, are small businesses. When this chamber was founded, it was founded more of a big business model. Now, that goes back several years, probably about 6 years in 2020 when this chamber started. The focus was more on bigger businesses, but I'm proud to report that has changed quite a bit.
Well, realistically, there's not a lot of big businesses that are operating here in Flagler County. So how can that be a focus 6 years ago when they weren't there then? They're
Yeah, well, I think when this chamber started, because quite literally it started, the previous chamber had gone out of business. And so this chamber started from the ground up. And in order to start a business, whether it's a chamber or any other business, you need money to hire staff. And so they went after some larger companies to build, essentially get capital. If this were a for-profit business, and chambers are not, they are not non-for-profit organizations, but you have to get capital. You have to get investors in order to hire a staff. And so that's what they did. They went after some larger businesses in order to build up the bank a little bit to go hire somebody. And I'm proud to report that during my tenure, just a little bit over a year, we've gone from about 120 members to where we are now at over 250. So we're trending in the right direction.
Yes.
We're adding a lot of small businesses. I don't know the number, going back to your original question of how many businesses there are, but I was told a stat that 80% of the businesses in Flagler County have 5 or less employees. 80%.
So it's more like solopreneurs, I guess, is the term that
I agree with that.
Right?
Yeah.
I agree with that because I don't believe that Flagler County was set up to be a big business draw. I know it was originally, and my brother moved here 30 years ago. They were part of a young family, which was an oddity. I think it was designed to be a senior citizen kind of community.
Yeah, mostly
And
retirement. Yep.
My brother, had to start his own business to actually generate income for his family. And I think that scenario is played over and over for people who move here.
Right.
Would you agree with that, Shara?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, she's over there agreeing with me 100%.
Well, only because I've lived here for that long as well. And I
Exactly.
actually grew up here and went to high school here. And it's funny because I tell people like, oh, I used to work at a gas station. Like a gas station. I'm like, that was it. It was restaurants
Right.
and gas stations. That was the opportunities around here. So
It was an
you gotta
odd
start
thing
somewhere.
when we visited my brother for the holidays, Christmas time, to see Santa Claus on a makeshift whatever it was, to look like a sleigh in the middle of the Publix parking lot over on Palm Coast Parkway and Old Kings Road. And it was just weird. But there wasn't that many people here then.
Correct.
You know, it was a community that was designed by a big company, and that is no longer the case. So we're seeing probably as many young families as we are senior adults.
And I think through the COVID pandemic, a lot of people, people were working from home and basically went out and started their own business for many reasons.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. Either started their own business, or if they were working remotely in New York or New Jersey or Ohio or Michigan or name any other
Georgia.
cold weather state, or
That
even
was my husband's scenario.
And you're like, well, if I can work from anywhere, why wouldn't I want to work in Florida?
Right.
And so,
Yeah.
I think at one point in time, shortly after COVID, in the state, this is not a Flagler County statistic, in the state of Florida, there were 1,100 people per day moving to the state of Florida.
Wow, that's
1,100 a day.
That really, the COVID situation in 2020 just really abbreviated our timeline in terms of getting out. We were in the metro Georgia area, north of Georgia, and he was in a large company, but it just made it easier for us to make that decision to move from north of Atlanta to here. And after we did our research, but it just made it easier.
Sure.
Decision. And I hear that story over and over. You're right.
Yeah, yeah. And some people did that to continue working. Others did that to retire.
Right.
And others were, like you said earlier, small families or young families with small children who just moved here because of quality of life issues, weather, cost of living, which was a lot cheaper then
Freedom.
than it is now.
It was a
Yeah.
lot,
Freedom.
Yeah,
lot
exactly
cheaper
right.
then.
Good choices
Yes.
to be able to make.
So, what is the benefit to any of the businesses that are listening that are not chamber members to join the chamber? What is?
Yeah, there's a long list of benefits. I think the biggest one is we all get better together. And so it's the relationships. Whether you're selling gas at a gas station or hamburgers at the convenience store or wherever you work, whatever your business is, if we all support one another, we're all going to rise together. We're all going to get better together. And the chamber provides probably the greatest benefit. If you were to list the top 10 reasons for joining a chamber, the survey says networking. I think everybody would come up with that as their number one choice. But there's also other opportunities as well. There's advocacy, where if there's legislation, whether that be at the city of Palm Coast or in the county or even at the state, where the chamber can rally together a lot of folks who advocate for businesses to be pro-business. Something that passed last year's legislation was business tax. It used to be if you rented space to run your business, you also paid sales tax on your rent to rent your business.
Wow.
And that was something that was passed through the state legislature. And a lot of chambers advocated for that one to get overturned. And it was.
Cool. Okay.
Courtesy of people like Sam Greco and Tom Leake and others. But those are an example of advocacy towards pro-business opportunities. And again, that's at the state level, but we do the same thing here locally at the city and the county level as well. Not everybody's going to agree on everything, no matter what the debate
That
is.
never happens.
It will never happen.
Never seen it happen.
But if you can find what's in the best interest of the community at large, those are things that we try to get behind to support growth and responsible development and responsible growth for our community, because growth is going to happen.
Absolutely.
There's more people moving to the state. There's more people moving to Flagler County. Do we want to have a say-so in how we control that growth? And I think from my perspective and the chamber's perspective, the answer is yes.
Right.
Do we want to have a seat at the table so that you can have a voice as to what the business is, where it comes from, where it goes, what it
Is
does?
there a future plan of growth for the chamber if there was to say be 500 businesses?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Okay.
I would love to be able to do that as we grow. we need to be able to service our investors, and I call them investors. Members is another term, but if you invest money in the chamber, you want to get something out of it. You want to get some advocacy, you want to get some education, you want to get some connection, you want to get partnerships. And so as we grow our membership, we need to be able to service our members. And so at a certain point, we're going to need to hire some additional staff, and I hope to be able to do that maybe later this year. Hopefully, if the numbers continue to go in the direction they're going now, then we certainly would welcome the chance to do that.
Makes total sense.
What price point does a small business has to kind of pigeonhole their finances?
Sure.
Sometimes they may not have money for 3 different networking groups, and they're out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What is the advantage of paying for the chamber? What is the price of that for a small business with 5 or less employees? And how does that differ from another networking group?
Yeah, it's a great question, and we do have a level. Some chambers have levels that are very employee number based.
Right.
Our chamber doesn't do that, with the exception of our smallest membership level. It is built for 5 or less employees.
Thank goodness.
And it's 3, and that's the reason I knew that 80% of the businesses had 5 or less employees, because when we were evaluating our membership levels and our price points, where's the benchmark? Is 5 a small business, or is 10, or is 25? And then who knows what's the right number?
Well, technically, I think it's 500 employees or less.
Right.
It's considered a small business.
Well, that's like a pie in the sky, unrealistic.
Correct.
Yeah, how many
kind of
businesses in
statement.
Flagler County have 500 or more employees?
None.
Right?
I mean,
maybe
Advent Health, maybe the
maybe.
education
the school
system,
Right.
probably,
or the government.
Yeah.
Right.
So we went to 5 or less, and it's $300 a year, and that number works out. It's divisible by 12 for a reason, because we had some smaller businesses that says it's hard to write a check for $300 all at once, but I want to get involved. So you could do $25 a month.
That's exactly to my point.
And you're in.
They're
Accommodating.
it's accommodating, but they don't have that kind of money to dish out all at once.
Yeah. So that was something that I'm proud of. When I got here a little bit over a year ago, the entry level membership was $600.
Unrealistic.
But listening to our members, our smaller members, taking feedback to run any good business, you listen to your customers. And not always about price, but about service. You should always listen to your customers. Just a good business practice. And the feedback I got was it's too pricey for the small businesses. And so I went to our board, and we worked together and came up with a plan. And the plan we rolled out, I don't remember exactly when it was. It was like early summer of 2025, so about a year ago. I had been on the job about 60 days or 90 days, and that gave me a chance to evaluate the community. What do we need? Kind of, almost do your own SWOT analysis.
You have to.
And so I did that, and I went to our board, and proud to come back with that $300 membership level. And we've had quite a few people join at that level. It's probably it's a typical business
It's
model.
probably 80% of your membership.
Exactly.
You got a pyramid, right? You got a
Right.
big base of people down here at the lower level membership,
Right.
and then work your way up. And there's only a couple of big companies that are at the big membership level. And I think that's in most businesses where you've got a tier system like that. And then the other thing really, really proud of that we were able to do very similarly for the nonprofit market. It was $500 when I got here. And
Kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. And so I got a lot of feedback about that. And I said,
Bet you did. I'm sorry.
all right. So, so I did my homework, and I still remembered off the top of my head. I found 13 chambers within an hour drive that were similar in size to our chamber. Take out Jacksonville's chamber, they're much, much bigger. Take out Daytona Beach's chamber, they're much, much bigger. But smaller chambers in reasonable drive time. The average price for those 13 chambers for a nonprofit membership was $262. If you took all 13, averaged out $262. So again, I said, let's find a number divisible by 12. Back to the same concept. So we came up with $240.
I knew you were going to say that.
So $20 a month. If you're a nonprofit, if you'd like to pay monthly, you can, or you can write one check. And that's whether you're a small independent nonprofit, Vincent's Clubhouse, Smart Dog Rescue, independent, or the American Cancer Society,
Right.
or the Boy Scouts, or any one of the
Same
large
price point.
Same price point. I don't care how many members you have, how big or how small. If you are a nonprofit with a 501c3 designation, you qualify for that membership level. And proud to say that we probably have about 35, I'd say, nonprofit members in our chamber, which is
I know
a
that
good number.
Flagler has a lot of nonprofits.
We do. Yeah.
Is it out of balance compared to some of the other chambers?
It's a good question that I really don't know the answer to be honest with you, because I've not evaluated how many nonprofits other chambers have. But I do think we have more nonprofits here, whether we have more nonprofits that are part of the chamber.
Well, in
or not,
ratio,
sure.
I guess,
Yeah,
to most
for the
communities.
size of
yes,
our
the
community.
population.
This community is, and again, I've only lived here and worked here for a little bit over a year, so I have a pretty good sense of the current status. We have a lot of really giving, caring people, and the population has grown a lot in this community, but the small town feel has not gone away.
Right.
And so, again, people like Caroline at Smart Dog Rescue and Erica Flores at Vincent's Clubhouse and places like
We
that.
had them on this podcast.
Yeah.
Erica was here.
Yeah, wonderful work
A lot
that
of good
she
things
does.
going
and,
on there.
And great story to hear where she came from and the idea to start Vincent's Clubhouse and where they are today. And, you know, I love to do anything we can to help her and help her organization and help her cause.
I just want to get into you
Sure.
personally.
Ooh, all right.
So
The tough question.
yes, where do you come from? How did you wind up here? And what is your
Yeah.
experience running a chamber?
Yeah, so I'll give you the short version, and then you can ask me for more questions if you want, because I don't want to bore you with all the details. But I was born and raised in the Washington D.C. area, in Maryland, to be exact, but right outside the DMV. Went into the Air Force out of high school. Did some all sorts of different things all over the world, and got out of the military, and I came to Daytona Beach to go to Embry-Riddle to finish up school, because I had the Air Force at that time and Embry-Riddle had a great partnership where you got credit for military
Is that
experience.
the aerospace?
I was in what was called professional aeronautics.
Okay.
And so what they do is they give you credit for your work experience. So they evaluated everything that I did in the military, and they said, you are eligible for 45 credits.
Wow.
Well, 45 credits, that's a year and a half of school.
It sure is.
That's a big
and it's also
deal.
a big dollar sign. Like, what's
Huge.
tuition for 45 credits? Well,
Yeah,
back
huge.
then it was
Right.
a lot less than it is today. But think about 45 credits you don't have to pay for. So I was a businessman, and I said, I'm going to go to
Where do I
Embry-Riddle.
That's probably like almost like 100
Where do I
grand now.
sign?
Yeah.
And it's in Daytona Beach, Florida.
Oh,
Come on.
win-win.
So so I came down here. I needed 30 credits to graduate, and I thought I would be here for 1 year, one fall of 15 credits and one spring of 15 credits, and go back to the D.C. area. And
No.
that was the spring of 1990 when I graduated, and I've never left.
Because we were at an event and someone said they've known you for 30 years. And I'm like, how do you know him if you just got here?
Yeah. So I came to Daytona Beach and was living in Volusia County, and have never left this area of Central Florida. I've bounced around from Port Orange to Ormond Beach, various places, but yeah, I've been in this area since 1989 when I came here as a student. I did some time with a company in sales and marketing, and I traveled the world as a trade show guy for about 5 years. Did about 40 trade shows a year. That was fun.
Wow.
Pre 9/11, travel was easy.
Yeah.
And then I went to work. I went back to the university. I worked at Embry-Riddle for 27 years, mostly in collegiate athletics. And my last 10 there, I was the athletic director. Did some broadcast work while I was there, so this microphone is very familiar to me.
Okay. Cool.
So I've done college basketball, minor league baseball. I do NASCAR for the MRN affiliate in Daytona Beach, and then took this job, like I said, a little bit over a year ago. And I had never worked a day in a chamber in my life prior to taking this job, but I had been on two big committees with the Daytona Beach Area Chamber of Commerce. One, their golf tournament committee, helping them to raise money for the chamber and sell foursomes and sponsorships and things. Then I was also part of their accreditation committee, where they went for 5-star accreditation from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, which really kind of peels back the onion. Like,
Right.
how do you run a chamber?
Right.
Well, I didn't
Right.
work there. But I was part of that evaluation team, and proud to report that the Daytona Beach Chamber is a certified 5-star accredited chamber, that we went through that. So I got to learn about how the chamber works a little bit as a volunteer. And then when this job was open, I reached out and expressed an interest, and here we are today.
Here we
Wow.
are today.
So
I'm on the fence,
yeah,
looking to join the chamber.
yeah, let's
I'm
go.
a small business.
Jump in.
I'm in 2 networking groups already.
Sure.
Sell it to me.
Yeah, so I think we can, no matter what networking groups you're in, because there's a lot around here in this
There are a
community.
lot.
This community is
I don't want to
strong.
play games, though,
Yeah.
in a chamber
Yeah.
or any entity of
Yeah.
networking. I want to be accountable,
Yep.
coming out with something concrete I can sink my teeth in.
Okay. Yeah. So our chamber, I think, can complement virtually any of the networking groups in this community that I'm aware of, and I'm aware of a lot of them. We do networking events. We have a once a month business after hours, and that can be a social event or it can be a business event. Just depends on how you want to approach it. But I would say for a small business, the best way to get involved, number one, you have to come to events.
Right.
Joining the chamber is like joining the gym. If you don't go to the gym,
Get no results.
you're not going to get anything out of it.
Why not?
I know.
I can't.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Darn it.
So
Doesn't
join
work
the
that way.
chamber, step one. Show up at the events, step two. And then the thing I would recommend, which costs you $0 extra, join one of our committees. And the best one to start is our ambassador committee.
Okay, that brings me to my second question. Let's pretend that I want to be a super ambassador.
Mm-hmm.
And is there a program where you take the ambassador attendees or whatever you call those
Committee
candidates,
members. Yeah.
committee members,
Yeah.
around the town to learn about the history of the water plant, the the eco things that are going
Yep.
on here?
Yep.
So what does that look
We,
like?
we don't do that,
You don't do that.
but not exactly. How about that? So there are ways to do that through the city of Palm Coast with their Citizens Academy.
That's it.
Yeah,
Citizens Academy.
We don't want to duplicate what the Citizens
No.
Academy is already doing. They take you to the water plant, and you're an alumnus of the Citizens
sure
Academy, so
am.
you could give this speech better than I could.
Well, I'm going to let you elaborate.
Yeah. So, but you go to the water plant. You can go sit on the dais and act like you're one of the city commissioners or the mayor, depending on what role you get that night. And you can learn how the government works firsthand through the Citizens Academy. Wonderful program. Flagler County government has another academy. The sheriff's office has an academy. So there's a lot of ways to do that. But we also have our own, which is called Lead Flagler. Some
Lead
people call it
Flagler.
Leadership Flagler. We just
Okay.
call it Lead Flagler. It is a 10-month program that meets once a month, and it goes from February to November. And it's broken up into 10 segments, and I don't have them all memorized, but I could go through a few of them. I'll tell you what we did this year. How about that? Because that way I can remember those.
Yeah.
In February, we did healthcare. So we went to Advent Health. We went to Premier Chiropractic. We went to Florida Skin Cancer. We learned about some of the healthcare, health industry things. In March, we did education. We went to 3 schools, all coordinated with the Ed Foundation and our superintendent. LaShaka was with us the entire day. So we went to Buddy Taylor Middle School. We went to Matanzas High School. And we went to Bunnell Elementary School. 9 to 3, so 6 hours, a little bit of drive time in between. Learned about the schools behind the scenes, the CTE programs that they have, and the OJT programs, and some of the other things, and met some really cool kids, met all the principals, and had the superintendent with us the entire time. So you had one-on-one access to the superintendent.
Awesome.
That was March. April, we did Parks and Rec. So partnered with James Hurst, who is the Parks and Rec director for the city of Palm Coast. We went to Waterfront Park. We went to Holland Park. We even toured the Historical Society, which is in Holland Park, which was really good. Not necessarily a park per se, but really educational. Then we went to the Southern Rec Center. We had lunch there, had a little presentation there, and then the entire class got to play pickleball.
Awesome.
Oh, very cool.
Excuse me.
Very
and
cool.
then in May, West Flagler.
Uh-huh.
So we start off at Holler and Green. 9 a.m. You meet out in the cabbage field, and we're going to learn how the cabbage is
There you go.
picked, how they sort the cabbage, and how the cabbage gets from Holler and Green to Publix, and how quickly it gets from Holler and Green to Publix. And you leave Holler and Green, you go to Poppy's True Market was our next stop in Bunnell, which is a wonderful little
I've seen that
place there
place, yeah.
along State Route 100, almost to downtown Bunnell when you're coming from Palm Coast. Get a tour around there, and then after that, jump over to Terra Nova's Pizza, which is
Been there?
Worked there.
is a strong place in the city of Bunnell.
Sure
Right.
is.
And there's a lot of wonderful little places to eat in Bunnell, but that
Bunnell
was
is up
yeah.
and coming now.
Yeah.
They got
And,
that mural over there. That's
leave
just-
there. Well, we're gonna see the mural. Make
Yeah.
sure everybody sees that, and then go over to Holden House is the next stop, and get a tour there. Learn about the history of Bunnell from the folks there at the Historical Society. Then leave there. Go to City Hall with Dr. Jackson, And then in the same building as City Hall is where the police is for the city of Bunnell. And Chief Brannon give us a little talk and a tour of the police area. So that's May. And then June, we've got, what do we got? The Sheriff's Office. We get some emergency operations. We've got both the EOC and the Sheriff's Operations Center in a combo day. And then July is, again, continued emergency response type things. We've got the fire department. We're going to do mosquito control, which is actually
Yay!
really cool, very educational. I went last year. There are 3,500 different species of mosquitoes. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Gross.
God help
So,
us.
But anyway, that program goes on through November. So it's still got several months
And
left.
is there a fee for that?
There is a fee for that.
Okay.
It's $500 for the 10-month program. It does include lunch as part of every one of those. So 10 lunches built in, and all the programming is.
So the goal of something like that is to give the attendee a more well-rounded understanding of our county.
Of our entire county.
Of
Yeah.
our
Not
entire
just the
county.
government, because we have a government day.
Right.
We have a nonprofit day. And so really a wide range of, and also that cohort, we have 15 people in this year's cohort. A chance to get 15 really good, close friends in the business community. And whether they work at a big business like Advent Health or they have their own business, they run out of their garage, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
They can all work together, get to know friends, get to go know network, and we learn together, we have fun together, we play together. And the very last day of leadership is a nonprofit day where we learn about nonprofits and then we volunteer. The afternoon is spent volunteering. Last year, we stuffed backpacks for the Education Foundation. It'll be in November this year, so I don't know what we're going to do yet, but we will support a nonprofit with that entire group.
Love that. Look,
Part
A lot
the
of
day.
stuff going on.
Yeah, we stay busy.
the light is on.
The light is
The
on.
light is on.
Yeah.
That means it's time to bring this, rein it in. So if a business person wants to reach out to the chamber, how do they get in touch with you?
The best way, you can go online at PCF Chamber, which stands for Palm Coast Flagler. Even though we serve all of Flagler County, the vast majority of people are in Palm Coast. So PCFchamber.com, or you can call us at 386-283-4884, and we'd love to talk to you. Or you can go on the website and read more about it. You can also send an email straight to me, just like my name, John, John, at PCFchamber.com.
Awesome.
And I know that there's always an after
Once a month,
hours.
we have an after-hours
And
event.
if you're a non-chamber member,
Yep.
you are more than welcome to come and check it out.
Exactly. You can come for the low price of $10. That includes the food and drink of wherever we are. Chamber members can attend those for free. But if you want to check it out and meet some of the people and kind of take us for a test drive, $10, come to one of our after-hours event. They're traditionally held on the fourth Wednesday of every month, but sometimes they move around a little bit. But traditionally, we shoot for the fourth Wednesday of every month. But if
And
you go to
on-
the website, they're all listed there.
And also on Facebook.
And on Facebook as well. And then we have ribbon cuttings and grand openings and things periodically. Sometimes we have 3 or 4 a month. Sometimes we only have 1 or 2. But they're just periodic. But they're also on the website as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, John, thank you for all of that information. And if you're considering joining the chamber, reach out to John and his team, or go to the fourth Wednesday of every month and step into one of their networking events.
We'd love
See
to have
what's
you.
going on.
And we'll have to have him back to see, if you got that 500 member or not.
Next year.
We've got some targets out there.
Of course. Next year
We
we'll
had 200,
we'll
we
have
had
new numbers.
250, and I've already got somebody who's reserved member number 300. So
Oh.
there's other memberships out there, and 500 is a goal one day. I'd love to
You
get
can
there.
reserve a number?
You sure can.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Just wait around.
Yeah, don't make it too big. Give me a little in between target.
Yes, yes. Well, thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate it. And folks, get out there and consider the Chamber as one of the best networking entities in Flagler County.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time today. It was a pleasure being with you.
Thank you, John. Cool.
Yay!
Sorry, my phone went off midway through.
That's
I must have
okay.
bumped it because it said, sorry, what can I help you
It
with? Or whatever.
happens.
I don't know. I'm not trying to get any help right now.
He's like, I'm right where I need to be.
Hit it on that leg there and turn Siri